Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Wheelman81 here, and today I have for you NMA round number 8. This is the River City Hare Scramble in Ethel, Washington. Now coming out of the gate here, I'm in last place. That was a little bit by design. I wasn't planning to be last, but I was planning to take a little bit of an easier pace than I did at the last race. At the last race, I gassed myself in like the first 5 minutes of the race, pushing my bike up that hill and stuff, and I was thinking, okay, well, it's a pretty hot day. Temperatures are supposed to be in the mid to high 90s. They actually shortened the race from 90 to 75 minutes because of the heat. And I was thinking, well, let me take a little bit of an easier pace. Let me see if I can start picking some people off through attrition, you know, as they get tired or something happens, maybe I'll pass a person here and there. So that was my strategy going into this race. For whatever reason, the camera GPS isn't quite working. We're coming up on the start of the lap here. As we come out of the trees, we turn to the right, and this is where the checkpoint is, which is the start of the official lap. It'll pick up here in just a little bit, but I think it's because you know, GPS takes a little time to connect when you first turn it on, and I had waited to the last minute to turn it on, thinking that it would preserve some battery life for the race recording. I probably should start turning it on a little sooner so that it can actually connect with the GPS and get good data for the race from the very beginning. Now I fell behind a little bit in that grass track section because I was a little worried about the tires slipping out from under me. But as we get into the trees here, we hit our first of a couple of bottlenecks, and I hadn't thought about that. I should have, but in these tight technical trails, you always end up with some bottlenecks. Now I had a good bead on who was in front of me, and I was chasing them and thinking, okay, well, I'll pick these guys off one by one, like I said. But once we got into these bottlenecks and people from the group behind us started passing us, and we were passing some people from the groups in front of us, and things just got chaotic. I started losing track of who's who and where I was in the group, and I don't really have a clue where I am in the standings as far as finishing spot. I know there were about 9 people who started the race with me. I don't know that all of those 9 people were in Senior C, which is weird to say, but it was like there was some chaos at the lineup at the beginning where people were just kind of lining up wherever they wanted. It was weird. So there were 9 people on the starting line with me. I have no idea where I am in the pack now, and I have no idea where I finished. When I get that info from the official race standings at the end, you know, the official race finish, I'll post that in the comments below. You can see right here someone's taking a wrong turn to the left, and we were kind of almost about to take that turn. In these tight technical trails, as soon as someone takes down the tape, you can really get turned around. There was one spot up here in the lap, you'll see later on towards the end of the lap, where I kind of got turned around and then started having to bushwhack back to get to the trail. It happens. There were a couple people there with me when that happened to me. And it's frustrating because watching some other people's videos, you know, they could be in like second, third, fourth, you know, a good finishing position, and one wrong turn, and now they're at the back of the pack because as soon as they make the wrong turn, maybe 1 or 2 people go with them, but then the people behind them start figuring it out fast, and now you're getting passed by the entire pack. It's frustrating, but it's just part of racing. You know, hitting the trail the right way on the first lap is tough. And as soon as one person takes down some tape, it's basically a free-for-all. Good luck to everyone. or you hit a small little bottleneck here because of some rocks on the ground, you know, a little bit of a rock crawl and a downed rider. And I feel like I did that pretty well. And I was thinking as I was riding here, you know, I was like, man, thank goodness I rode rim rock last year, because rocks feel pretty easy to me now after riding rim rock. I mean, that's an incredibly rocky trail. But now a couple of rocks in the woods, it's no big deal. So thanks, rim rock. Now we're coming up here on yet another bottleneck. This one is kind of centered around a hard left turn, and there's some roots and some tight trees. I was trying to play nice with everyone and just, you know, kind of wait my turn as we filter through, and I thought, oh, you know, well, maybe I can find a way around these people. So you can see the rider here in orange and black finds a way, and I was trying to follow him, but then I get hung up on this tree root and I can't get the back tire, and then at some point I'm thinking, well, this guy's almost unstuck, I'll let him go. And I was kind of frustrated there with myself in that moment, because I felt like I was clogging the trail, one, and then two, I felt like, and how did I get stuck there? It was a little bit of a frustrating moment. So as you can see, River City Race is a really tight technical trail, you know, a whole lot of single track with some grass track. And riding this race, I was noticing that my grip was actually getting tired, and I think that that's coming from using the clutch so much, because you have to slow the bike down to get around all these trees, and then also you're hitting bumps, so you got to maintain grip on the handlebars, and then you're moving the bike, you're working it back and forth and back and forth. And overall, I really felt good about how I was riding this race. I felt like I was riding smooth, and I was, you know, riding with good form. I was really focused on that in my mind. Like, don't worry about speed. Let's take it slower and let's be a little more smooth about it. But by the third lap, I was noticing my grip was really, like, I was running out of grip strength. There were a couple times when I'd hit a bump and it would actually just jerk the bike out, the handlebars out of my hand, because my grip was just getting so tired. Now, I just passed the rider in black and orange, and we have gone back and forth now a couple of times in this race already. So I knew he was probably trying to get around me. I could hear him, so I pull over to the right here to let him pass. I look back and I'm kind of surprised. Where's everyone else? And I still don't know where everyone else in the race is to this day. I know there were some bottlenecks and I got around some people, but I feel like there should have been more people behind me. I don't know. I wasn't going so slow that everyone passed me. At least I don't think I was, and I don't remember oodles of people passing me. Like maybe 5 or 6 people passed me. But I don't know. Maybe they're back there. But during this whole race, for the rest of the time here, I passed like 1 or 2 people, and 1 or 2 people passed me. But I don't know where the rest of the pack ended up. It's really weird. Maybe I'll watch some other people's videos on YouTube and see if I can find out where they were. But the whole race, I kept looking back, and there was no one back there. It was really weird. A little bit of a log section here. This wasn't too hard. The ones that were on like extreme angles, I tried to go around, but the logs weren't that bad. There's a downed rider here. I think they were okay. Pretty easy section overall. Here's a neat little thing about River City is you actually cross a road during the race. I don't know if there's any other races where you do that. It's not terribly interesting, but it is kind of neat. River City last year, and it was a lot drier and dustier. I think we were running it in the opposite direction too, but through the dust and the bright sun and stuff, like right here where you can't see until you're in the sunshine, I hit a tree stump with my brake lever, and it completely folded the brake lever back around, threw me off the bike. I wasn't hurt or anything, but after that, not having a brake pedal, I just went back to the vehicle and I DNF'd. And I got the brake pedal fixed. It was no big deal. But ever since then, I've installed a brake cable on the lever so that it can't fold around like that again, or at least hopefully it won't. So I haven't done this track in its entirety. This is my first time through. I've done some of it, but not all of it. And I think as I get more experience with this track, I think it's going to be one of the ones I really like. I kind of like this technical stuff. I don't know if I like it more than flying through the desert high speed or in an open lake bed like at Rimrock or something, but it's still a really fun track. I really like the technicality of a tight single track.
Slicking. Couldn't really stop.
So at this point, we're kind of out of the tight technical section. We're starting to hit the more open grass track areas, and I'm picking up the speed here. I'm doing pretty well, in my opinion. But I can only go as fast as I can see. I don't really know. This is my first lap here, and I don't really remember the track from last year, so I can only go as fast as I can see. And in the second, third laps, I got a little faster as I was learning the course. And I think when I come back next year and the year after that, this is going to be a really good track for the more experienced riders who've done this track before and know what to expect. I moved to the right to let the rider in black and red go by. But like I mentioned earlier, it feels like I'm out here by myself almost, because I don't know where everyone else on the racetrack ended up. It's going to be me and him for a little bit, but I don't know. It just feels like we're almost to the end of lap 1, and aside from the couple of people I've passed because they had bike malfunctions or something, or they were pulled over to the side of the trail, I haven't seen anyone, and I don't know what's going on. Now I didn't see this triple down arrow right here into this little drop off, and I almost went full send into that, and I probably would have been okay. I've gone off the loading dock drop. It's not such a big deal, but I didn't know that it was there. And I was twisting the throttle a little bit to get through the grass track section and completely didn't notice it until the last minute. Here's the spot I mentioned earlier. The track goes to the left and I completely missed it, and now I've got to bushwhack through these trees and brush, and I dropped my bike and I was pretty frustrated right now. I thought it would be easy to get out of here, but riding over these little downed trees and stuff, that was really tough, and the tires were spinning and stuff. Very frustrating. You miss an arrow and it sets you back so much. Shout out to the rider passing me who shouts out my name. That's pretty cool. I had like 4 or 5 people come up to me during this race and say, hey, I watch your videos, and that's really cool. I really appreciate it, everyone out there watching the videos. One thing I had in this race for the first time, which I thought was really cool, was some spectators were yelling my name when I went by, and they were like, woo, Will man, and that was one of the coolest things ever. It kind of reminded me of Zack Attack videos, and I'm not saying I'm anywhere near where he's at, but you know, when you watch his videos and he rides by and people are yelling his name, and that's kind of cool. That's kind of what it felt like, at least a little, and it was really cool. So thanks to everyone out there for watching the videos. I really appreciate it, and it's really cool to hear all you guys and meet all you guys at the races.
All right, back to the start, but I didn't see a... Oh, okay.
So we're wrapping up the end of the first lap, and I think overall it was a really good race. I'm happy with how I rode. It probably wasn't my fastest performance. I certainly wasn't out there pushing hard trying to win. It was kind of a weird position where I didn't see anyone around me and I wasn't familiar with the course, but I was really focused on improving my form, and I think I did that. I really felt like I was riding smooth, and I think I was improving on my form. So I'm really happy with how the race went. I don't know how I finished. I think I probably finished like maybe 5th out of 9 or something like that. I don't know. I'll put it in the description below as soon as I know. I think this is going to help me gain some points in the NMA series, because I don't think a lot of the riders who are in the series were actually at this race. My next race is going to be at the end of next week. It will be a NORCS race, and I hope to see everyone there. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.